And I'm gonna let you talk this time. I made it. I made my mind up last night. I was thinking like up until last night, I'm like, I'm just gonna do all the talking. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna let Hav talk this time
You
because
gonna
like
let me talk 50-something minutes without interrupting me?
I'm not gonna. No, I'm not
I'd
gonna like
appreciate
give you
it.
the
I
Fabia
have a lot to
treatment.
say.
I mean, people are like, man, you have a lot of patience for Fabia, but I'm just like, he was just rattling off such good shit. Like, I mean, in a podcast world, when you're talking shit about everyone in the world and you're saying such radical, crazy stuff, that's good for ratings and views. So I was just like, go for it, buddy. I'll sit here and let you just get me all the views you want. Say your shit, whatever you want to,
Well,
whatever you want to
you
say.
you did the right thing, letting him talk, because let everybody judge for themselves whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. You didn't call him a bad guy. You let everybody else judge him.
Yeah, that's the reason I didn't interrupt because I'm just like, once he started, it didn't seem like he was going to stop. And everyone's kind of interrupted him. Everyone's kind of like put him in his place. Everyone's kind of like cut him off like Ariel and didn't let him talk. So I'm like, fuck it. I don't lose anything by letting him talk. People can always turn it off. So it's like,
Yeah,
we might as well see what this guy has to say. Maybe he has some
yeah.
good points. Maybe he, has some kind of reasoning behind all this. Or maybe he's just out of his head, which kind of is what it turned out to be. So I just let him go.
It appears he's out of his head, but there's some there's some stuff that he's doing out there that I think, okay, but what I was looking for as a trainer, what he was teaching that was valuable.
Right.
And outside of the,
How much? How
the
much did you
hanging
find?
Diego down and beating on him, and then trying to get everybody to give him attention. Why is he not getting attention? And why is Diego not getting more attention than he deserves? I didn't I didn't see anything as a coach that I could take from the guy. Everything I saw from him was things that I didn't want to take from him, and he appeared to be a very bright guy, to be honest with you. He really did. He had his stuff, but he had on the last one, man, he had a witch vendetta against poor Diego. Diego, to me, was the poor guy involved in all this, and he didn't deserve that personally. He didn't deserve the talks between them. That was private. Whether it be true or not, that should have stayed between them, regardless of the outcome of how he felt at the end. You know what I mean? Those are private talks. That as a coach, being myself, I'm a coach. You leave that alone. You don't put that out. You don't put that out there, man. And he did do that, and that was, to me, a big no in regards to, for future. Like any other person that's a fighter or a person that wants to be involved with you, they're going to look at what you did to Diego, and they're going to go, well, wait a minute. Yeah, he's all cool with me right now. Everything's fantastic. He's really helping me. But what if something goes wrong? Is he going to put my dirty laundry out there? Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know,
exactly.
man.
And yeah, and you're the greatest coach, arguably in this entire sport. So I can imagine it's kind of hard to find many people that you can take something from. But more importantly, I guess the most important point I'm trying to make here is compared to him, he did like 20 minutes of Diego being upside down and punching him and kicking him. How many minutes do you do with Khabib? Like how many minutes do you usually put in punching and kicking Khabib daily just to get him used to getting punched and getting
Well,
hit and stuff?
upon Habib's return, should there be a return, I'm going to go 21 minutes.
21 minutes? Were you just
Yeah,
gonna
and I'm
one
going
up
to
him
hit
like that?
20% harder than he was. I think I have to up this guy.
It's like the
So yeah,
price is right.
21 minutes and 20% more power strikes.
Nice.
And I have to yell at him more while I'm doing it.
I think you should go.
Um,
I think you should go with legal strikes too, because the thing is like fighters are more used to getting punched legally than illegally. So I think they're even less used to getting punched illegally. So if you go for like groin strikes and eye gouges and stuff like that, and if you can get Khabib and all these guys, Islam and all, if you can get them all used to illegal strikes, oh, they're going to be ahead of the game. I mean,
yeah.
they'll just get kicked in the groin and be like, yo, I don't even need the 5 minutes.
Yeah, in all honesty, when I was watching that, I was saying, okay, I was trying to look at the value of that, and I said, okay,
There's no
I think there
value.
could be value in that if you use that with
No.
actual technique. You understand what I'm saying by actual technique? Like you actually teach the
Maybe.
guy how to move, you teach him how to do this, while you're actually, you got
Yeah,
to.
yeah, I
I
see what
didn't
you're
see
saying.
none of that, so I'm thinking, okay, if you don't teach a person how to walk, how's he going to walk? You understand? How can you teach somebody how to walk if they don't know how to walk? And in this case, Diego's upside down. It's even more practically impossible to walk. You understand? So the concept, I understood the concept, but I wanted to see Diego walking and doing that concept. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, don't just hit the guy, because he was hitting him light. Let's be honest. Okay, he wasn't teeing off on the guy, so he was hitting him light. So it was a drill. We know it was a drill, but what was the purpose of it? I didn't see the functionality of a drill like that that's going to help me and my fighters get better. So if he would have shown that, other than just showing the upside down and striking him, lightly, it wasn't hard. But if he would have shown something that okay, this is how this works, then maybe I go, huh. But right now I'm going, huh. Waste of time. That's all I was thinking.
I mean, I'd say that his point was that he wanted to get his fighters used to taking strikes. But, the reality was he's punching and kicking a fighter who's probably taking more strikes than almost every fighter on the UFC roster. I mean, he's been there longer than almost every fight. Well, he had the longest contract and had the longest career in UFC. So, I mean, does he really need to learn how to take strikes? I mean, Diego, of all people...
No, he learns how to not take strikes. It's the total opposite. So that's what I'm trying to say, is like you're teaching somebody to adapt to the strikes, but then you got to show me how he applies to not getting hit.
Right.
Look, the whole idea behind the game and longevity is don't get hit.
Right.
Every time you get hit to the head, anytime you get hit to the body, it kills brain cells and it kills cells. Where's the benefit in that? Where's the benefit in that? There's no benefit, So to me, I was looking for that. I didn't see that. I was looking at his talk was all about, when he got into it with Matt Serra. No, that was classic.
I had Matt on the show, and we talked about that. It was hilarious. And then I went and watched the video.
Matt Serra's a G, bro.
He's so funny. He said, I don't give a shit about you. You're a fucking weirdo. Get away from my table.
He's a G, man.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Matt. He'll tell it like it is. He don't have tolerance for that type of stuff. I would, if I would have been nice to the guy. I would have listened to him. I would have been very hard for me to really say anything negative towards him. But Matt Serra's a G. Matt Serra don't hold back nothing. He'll be cool, but once you cross that line, that's it. Get out of here, buddy. Just get out of here. Go scroll on. Go do what your little thing. Go collect some nuts, because apparently don't have enough.
It's great when you watch the video, because it's on Looking for a Fight with Dana, and I missed it, and then I had to go back and watch it after I had Matt Serra on recently. And it's great because it's not just the video of him getting into it with Fabia, but it's Dana White talking about how Matt Serra just gets into it with everyone. So it's like a montage of just like Matt Serra getting in street fights and like yelling at people at like events, and like he's on the floor at the casino choking guys out, and like it's hilarious because he's just showing like 10 different times Matt Serra lost control. It just went off on somebody.
But did he really lose control, or did people get stupid around him? He just put him in control.
He just doesn't take shit. Really? He didn't lose control. I take that back. He didn't lose control. He just doesn't take shit. He just if you fuck with him, he's going to give it to you. If they get
out of line, he puts them in their place.
You're right. Absolutely right.
He politely does it correctly.
Yeah.
He politely does it correctly.
Arguably, in a New York way, politely.
Like that one guy he had down on the ground, he was just telling the guy, hey, should have got stupid.
Yeah,
that's what you get.
He does. And he plays with people most. I mean, especially when he gets into like an altercation, no one's going to be able to hang with him, and he just plays with them like the guy on the ground. But going back to Fabia just really fast, I think it stems from too, like maybe he watched in Thailand, where I'm wearing my Muay Thai shirt. In Thailand, they do striking where they kick each other in the stomach, and, they knee each other in the side of the ribs and stuff like that. It's sort of along the lines similar to what Fabio was saying as far as taking shots. And a lot of Thai guys kick with their shins a lot and rub their shins with bottles and stuff to try to make their shins tougher. So I can kind of see where he may have gotten something from that, seen that, and then try to take it to a different step. But when you got a guy hanging upside down, you're punching him in the face and the body and kicking him, it's just a little silly.
That's the problem, hanging upside down. Now, if he was standing and he was doing it, and he was hitting his shins, and he was hitting his body to toughen it up. Like, look, when I was fighting, we used to do this thing, and then, believe it or not, it doesn't appear very hard, but the sucker hurts. A freaking basketball. Basketball.
Yeah.
Just put the basketball in your stomach and do like push-ups on it. Man, that'll knock the wind out of you. That's worse than getting hit by the stupid medicine ball. The basketball. It just bounced on the basketball. After a while, man, you go, you got to do it on hard surface, a hard basketball. That's a great way to condition your body without actually hurting yourself, And look, the guy, The guy needs help. He needs help, man. And I hope he doesn't blast me because I told him he needs help.
Who's going to give it to him? Where do you see his path to getting back to normal and having a life? Like, who can help this guy?
Himself. You know, I think himself. I think maybe he doesn't need help. He just needs to come down to the real world, because Diego was engulfed in his bullshit, and now Diego's seen the real world. Diego's nothing but an innocent, nice guy.
Yeah.
Everything Diego says is not negative towards people. He's very positive, you know, and he got sunk in on this. And bro, to freaking give up family members for this guy. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You disown family members? This guy got you to do that? That right there, man, that's crossing the line as far as I'm concerned, man. That is crossing the line. And, hey, man, he did a great job. He did a great job of reconciling with his family. And, you know, and he did another great thing. He didn't talk bad about him. He decided to keep it out. He decided to keep
that
it
was very
to
honorable.
himself. You know, so I give him a lot of credit, man.
All he did was just basically cover himself by saying that that Fabia was the one doing all the posts for him, and Fabia was the one doing his OnlyFans, which I thought was honorable, because, you know, he admitted to the fact that basically his OnlyFans page, where he's actually making money and getting revenue from, he admitted, hey, look, I'm sorry, guys, but that wasn't me. You know, that was Fabia. So that was very honorable. And I sent a message to Diego because we stayed in touch after he was on the podcast, and he was kind of mad at me because I wasn't taking his side and helping him out and putting him back on the podcast with Fabia and letting him get their points across. And this is before they broke up. And I sent him a message similar to what you said. You know, I'm like, Diego, like, look, man, here's from a friend to a friend, man. I've known you for a long time. 17 years we lived together, you know, at the Tough One house. I'm like, man, you're going to be remembered for this if you keep this up. This is what you're going to be remembered for. And you're not this guy. You're not the guy that's like outing people for steroids and being racist and being negative towards the UFC and negative towards other fighters and negative towards all these people. That's not you, man. You're a positive guy. I've known you forever. You're the nicest, most positive guy. Don't get caught up in this where you be remembered for being negative. Be remembered for all your badass fights that you put that work in and lost that you know, all that blood, sweat, and tears, you know, like. And I hope that had an effect on his decision and it helped a little bit at least, you know. But Hob doesn't give a shit, man. He'll just start text messaging in the middle of a podcast. He'll just start text messaging. I'll just be sitting there and he's just like bloop, bloop, bloop. Not even turn the volume down so you can hear the letters.
Hey, if I'm getting negative podcasts from anybody, I'm just gonna ignore them. Okay, I don't deal well with negativity. I'm doing this for fun. I'm not doing to blast anybody, and I'm trying not to blast this guy either.
No, I'm
just trying to see what he was trying to do, what his message was he's trying to get across. I don't know.